Welcome back to the Ed Show. Now, here's some summer reading for you. Vanity Fair has got a big article on Sarah Palin. Writer Todd Purdom does a tell-all. One McCain campaign friend called Palin's a little shop of horrors on the trail. All of her little team together working, right? Another accused her of narcissistic personality disorder. If that's not getting thrown under the bus, I don't know what is. They also said that she was not up on the issues, ill-informed, and unwilling to learn, even a liar? Holy smokes. Our panel, Michael Crowley, Jamal Simmons, and Tim Griffin. What do you make of this?
Well, Sarah Palin is the gift that keeps on giving for political junkies. You know, you love nothing more than a politician whose aides go out and start telling stories. But listen, I think this is, first of all, a continuation of what was happening during the campaign. It was actually more scandalous when they were saying this when she was actually still running for office. It shows you how deeply they felt it. But I also think it shows that everywhere she goes, there's going to be this cloud of controversy and backbiting. And I think it's going to be really hard for her to make a serious run, to get back on her feet as a serious national figure, because I think there's just always going to be this sort of mayhem around her, kind of a circus, that traveling circus.
Tim Griffin, you were in the Bush White House. If you were working with Sarah Palin right now, what would you tell her in the wake of this damaging article in Vanity Fair?
Well, I think look, I know most of those unnamed McCain staffers. They're friends of mine, and they're professionals. I think ultimately this is something that you have to put at Senator McCain's feet. And if I were advising her today, I would say you've got to stop this pettiness and you've got to rise above it. I mean, on several occasions, she has gotten down in the weeds like a schoolgirl in some instances, just back and forth with the blogs and what have you. And I would say you got to cut that out. If you're really serious about a national future, you've got to act serious. And it's one thing to be governor of Alaska. It's another thing to be a presidential candidate.
Jamal, it looks to me like somebody's trying to deep six Sarah Palin for 2012. What do you think?
You know, I've worked on a lot of campaigns and a few losing ones, and I tell you, the one thing that you really don't want to do as a staffer is to start telling tales out of school about your campaign and your candidates. And if all these Bush staffers are willing to go this negative, this publicly on Sarah Palin, that means that it's worse than what they told Todd Purdom about. You know, Michael Crowley wrote one of the best campaign books that's out there, and he did it as a graphic novel with some comic book cartoon characters. And I think that's perfect for the Sarah Palin portion, because these guys certainly have turned this thing into a circus.
All right, Mark Sanford, what do you think? Should he resign?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, look, you know, he fundamentally didn't fulfill his obligations to the state. He wasn't there. He disappeared. Yep. And a lot of these politicians can say, my private life is my own, but this was in the public realm.
Tim, what do you think? Should the governor get out?
Well, I'd say, first of all, stop talking. Too much information. I mean, this is getting ridiculous. This guy makes me sick. And, you know, I'm a conservative Republican with roots in the South. You know, whether he can get his focus back on his job and stay in office, I'll leave that up to the people of South Carolina. But I tell you, he's got to stop talking, and he's got to stop talking about past girlfriends. I mean, I feel for not only his children, but his wife, who has shown incredible graciousness throughout this thing, and he's just heaping coals on her head. It's unbelievable.
I don't get the cyberspace information highway that he's doing. I just don't get any of that at all. Gentlemen, thanks for joining us tonight. We'll obviously have you back.